So we got a Rock and Cody segment on Smackdown. Ended up impacting the show a bit. We had two other matches that were previously announced, and because of the Rock's segment with Cody, ended up axing those two matches, or well, not really axing them, more so just changing them. And the first being Liv Morgan versus Naomi, which ended up being, instead of a full-on match, ended up being a surprise attack after Liv and Naomi got into the ring, which I didn't mind. Personally, man, if you ask me, I didn't need to see a Liv Morgan versus Naomi match again. I'm sorry. That whole story, who injured Jade Cargill, who pushed her off of something, and she landed on a car window, bruised and beaten and injured and out of commission for the last dude, when did this happen? You know what? I don't even remember. I don't remember when this story began. It's been so long. It's been dragged out for the longest time, and then kind of forgotten, and then picked back up a couple weeks ago. But it's just been drawn out so long that I don't think anybody really cares. At least I would have cared if this had not been so long ago. And now the payoff is either Liv Morgan and Raquel Rodriguez did do that, or it was Naomi, or it was Bianca and Naomi. They turn heel. They go on and do a heel group, and then that ends up being whatever that ends up being. Either way, I just don't care about it. I just don't care about it. This was more entertaining to me than a Liv Morgan versus Naomi match. Not saying they're terrible wrestlers, but just saying very lackluster story. And I've already seen this match. I don't need to watch it again. And the second match was what was it? Cody, Damian, and Braun versus the Bloodline, which was cut to a 4-man tag team. No Cody in the match. No Tama in the match. Which again, fine for me. I don't really care about tag team matches. I more so really don't care about 6-man tag team matches. It's just it's not a preference of mine. A tag team match it's all right. I'm more of a singles match guy, but I can see the appeal of a 4-man, of a 6-man tag team match. But it didn't really matter to me. Excuse me. At the end of the day, I got to see Jacob Fatu wrestle. That's more important to me than just the match the match itself. So they're continuing to build on that Solo Sikoa angle in the Bloodline story too, and personally, if they left the guy out, moved him down to a mid-card division, that'd be better. Sorry to say, and this is a topic for a different video, but Solo Sikoa, man, I'm not feeling it, man. I'm not feeling it. I'm sorry, bro. It would have been better if he was just on his own, stayed in NXT, did that show. Yeah, in my opinion, that would have been better for him. But man, it didn't change the show enough for me to see this as a bad thing. It really didn't do that much change for me. I mean, the women's division is the women's division. Triple H is dropping the ball pretty consistently with those poor girls. They should get Sean to come in and book for the women's division, man. That'd be chef kiss right there. Just look at not Netflix. Look at NXT. Sean's doing a great, wonderful job over there at NXT. That's what Triple H needs. Maybe Triple H is just doing too much on his own. Is that what's going on? I don't know, man. I don't know. But for a better show, we need Sean, man. We need Sean to come in for the main roster, because this ain't doing it, man. The women's division and the mid-card division. Both topics for a different day, though. Both topics for a different day. But the show itself, because this also is Road Dogg's first Friday night Smackdown with no Vince as I think he's the head writer of Smackdown. But of course, Triple H is the one saying, okay, that's cool, that's good, go ahead, run with it, don't run with it. So yeah, I mean, overall, Smackdown was alright. It was okay, didn't mind it. Road Dogg didn't do too bad of a job, but of course, you can always see improvements, just like you can see improvements in anything. I'm not saying that I could do a better show. I'm just another voice, man. I'm just another voice out here. Don't look to me for that. But I can say as a fan, there's some better things we can do. And I have faith that Road Dogg can, in fact, do it. But the segment itself was different. It was weird. It was very weird. I definitely understood it more the second time I watched it. Definitely understood it the second time I watched it. The first time was I don't know. It's not a dirty feeling I felt. It was just like this. What's going on here? Almost like you're so used to something, right? And then there's a big change, a culture shock. Is that what I'm feeling right now? A culture shock. Either way, it was different. Rock comes out, announces WrestleMania for next year. It's gonna take place in New Orleans. Then it brings out Cody, cuts a promo with him. He wants him to be his champ. I can give you more than what you can ever imagine if you join me. Very Jesus fasting in the wilderness vibes, if for those out there that read the Bible. And yeah, it was different, because then the Rock's like, I want your soul. All right, we're going figurative on this. This is the Rock's gospel right here. And it just felt, everything was almost unscripted, right? I mean, I'm sure they were, I mean, they always have bullet points, right? When they cut promos, they always have bullet points. But for this one, it's like there were bullet points, and then there's a less, whatever level below that is, but higher than unscripted. And that's what that felt like. Which I didn't mind. I think we don't really see that as much, thanks to Ric Flair. But I think maybe because we're just so they're just so unused to it, maybe. That's why it was different. I don't know, man. I don't know. I mean, maybe that's just the vibe that we're going for. I have no idea, man. Either way, it was weird. And now this brings up the question, where is this story going towards? All right, we're going to see some kind of corporate Rock and Cody People's Champ relationship here. And is this going to lead to WrestleMania this year, which is 2 months away? Probably not, right? We still have Cena probably winning Elimination Chamber, or CM Punk. Somebody's going to win that, and then they're going to face Cody for that WWE Championship at WrestleMania. Unless The Rock, who says, I am the most powerful in WWE, comes in, and he's like, Nah, John, you're gonna step aside. I'm stepping in for you, brother. This is better for business. You thought you were better for business? Nah, I'm what's best for business. And cut that kind of storyline, which, I mean, I don't think that's where they're going for, right? But that's a path. That's a pathway. That's a route they can go with. But this kind of storyline does look like it's got some legs on it. There's some length to the story. They could ride this story out for a while. How long? I don't know. But if we're going to get a corporate Rock, and we're going to see him being very persistent and pursuing Cody to be his champ, and bringing out more and more of that dark side out of Cody, like that bit of that dark side, that little tease, that little hint that we saw he had against Kevin Owens at main event in their ladder match. You know, ultimately, until we get that Homelander version of Cody Rhodes that everybody has been wanting to see. Or maybe we get a new NWO out of it, with Cody being the front man. It's a possibility. Now, personally, I wouldn't do that. I'd say I would have, if you're going to do a new NWO, you got to have John Cena be the leader of it. Have John Cena be the leader of it. Cody Rhodes doesn't go anywhere near it. Nowhere near it, at least not yet. But John, for sure, he's got to be the guy that's the leader for it. But another topic for another time. Cody ultimately becoming this Homelander version, this evil version that everybody wants Cody to be, because he's been babyface for the longest time, right? So we haven't been able to see Cody be a heel, at least personally. I know he had some time in Ring of Honor. I know he had some time in TNA, but I think both of those cases he was a good guy. I could be wrong, but I think the last time he was a bad guy was back when he was dashing Cody Rhodes in his first run with WWE back in, what was that, like 2009, 2010 maybe? So it's interesting. If you're gonna turn heel after what is that, 15 years? You gotta do it right. I'm sure that's what they're going to do here. But Cody has really been needing something different in this title run. And I'm not one of those guys that's out here saying that Cody's championship run has been terrible, that Roman should have stayed champ, or that they need Cody to lose that championship. Definitely not one of those guys. But what I will say is it would be nice if we got something different from him. I appreciate the feud he had with AJ Styles. I appreciate the feud he just had with Kevin Owens. Those were great. They were pretty good. But I think personally, what sapped a lot of energy out of that desire for when it comes to watching this championship run from Cody, was the Solo Sikoa bloodline feud, obviously after he won the championship. And Solo, I understand why they had him come in and sort of take over for Roman Reigns. I understand, because Jay's out doing his own thing, Jimmy is out doing his own thing, and they already had him as the enforcer when he came in as this big bad tough guy. And sadly, the last couple of months for Solo hasn't been doing too well for him. The dude's been he was on a losing streak. I don't know if he still is, but he doesn't have it. He doesn't have what Roman has or what Jay has. I can argue that Jimmy has, and obviously what The Rock has. There's no X factor to him. He's just vanilla, run-of-the-mill bad guy. Nothing's different. I like his moveset. I think it's awesome that he uses the spike from Umaga. I like his attire. It's different from everybody else in the bloodline, but his character work, himself, it's just vanilla. I need something different. I need some nuts in there. Pause. I need some chocolate syrup on there. Pause. I need some whipped cream on there. Pause. I need some different flavors in there. What I'm saying is, you gotta do something different. Bring something else into the mix, man. Because right now, anytime I see Solo, I'm just, I want to skip forward. There's nothing, there's not enough there. He needs to go NXT. I don't even know about NXT now because they got so many different wrestlers out there, better wrestlers in my opinion. I don't know, man. They gotta do something with Solo, but right now, over him, needs to stay away from Cody Rhodes. Just get him out of here. Get him out of here. But all that to say, this last couple of feuds, we want to see more. We want to see something different from Cody too in these feuds. And with The Rock coming in, maybe he could bring that out of it. Maybe he can bring something. He can bring. Maybe he could bring some attitude, or maybe he could bring some ruthless aggression, or maybe he could bring some triple. I don't know. I was gonna say Triple H era, but nah, it's not a funny joke. Point being, we want a buffet, brother. We want a buffet. We want to eat. We want to feast on this storyline between him and The Rock for these next couple months. We want something we can just gobble up like it's Thanksgiving morning or evening, depending on when you eat your Thanksgiving dinner. And we'll see. We'll see. This segment was interesting, especially with it being out of nowhere. Very unpredictable. Remember, we talked about that last video. And who knows, dude? This is either all being planned out and we seriously are being kayfabed like crazy, or they really are just coming up with this as they go, or whenever The Rock wants to come in and do whatever he wants. Who knows, man? Who knows? But the segment got people talking. It brought more unpredictability to the product. I think this segment was good. It was different. I'm not saying it was the best thing out there, but we gotta admit it was something different. And with all that being said, you guys, thank you for joining me today. There's some other videos coming. There's some other topics coming out there. What are your guys' thoughts initially on this segment? Cody and Rock promo together. Did you watch it a second time to understand it better? Did you watch it a third time to understand it better? What do you guys think is going to come out of this? Let me know. But thank you for joining me today. This has been just another voice in the world of professional wrestling. Blessings.